Production funding for Outside Beyond the Lens provided by Visit Fresno County, home to unique attractions, California's 5th largest city, and easy access to 3 nearby national parks. By Advanced Beverage Company, serving Bakersfield and Kern County for over 50 years. By Hedricks Chevrolet.
We are proud to support the spirit of travel in each of us. Every journey has a first step. Adventures start here.
By Hodges Electric Inc., over 5 decades of delivering innovative solutions for residential, agricultural, and battery storage systems. By the Pinstar Group, promoting opportunity and growth for the future. By Central California's Valley Children's Healthcare, futures worth fighting for. By A+ Signs, we never stop innovating for you. And by Valley Air Conditioning and Repair, family owned and trusted for over 50 years. Proud to support public television and the wonders of travel.
There's just something about the desert. It's harsh, empty, beautiful in a way that doesn't care if you notice. And that's probably why I love it so much. Out here in the Mojave, the land stretches wide and stubborn, unchanged by man. This is how most of the American West used to look: untamed, unpaved, unapologetically wild. In the spring, if the rain's been good, something rare happens. This place blooms. The colors explode out of nowhere: yellows, purples, deep reds, like the desert's way of showing off before summer shuts it all down.
We have, in the middle of the Mojave Desert, running water.
We've got no plan for this one, just a tank full of gas, cameras in the back, and the freedom to turn wherever the road, or lack of one, takes us.
We hit another little dirt road here. What was it called again?
We chase old ghost towns clinging to history, abandoned dreams wrapped in rust and peeling paint. We hit side trails that look like they lead to nowhere, only to find that nowhere is sometimes exactly where you want to be.
Zach says he sees campgrounds. I think he's hallucinating.
This is a trip where the wide-angle lens gets a workout. Big skies, big frames, big laughs. And just when you think you've seen it all, the land saves its best scene for last. At dawn, standing in a sea of rock towers that look like they were dropped here by some alien god, the rising sun melts golden light across the desert floor.
This is about as good an example as you can get of why you always take the turnoff.
It's quiet, still, spiritual in a way that has nothing to do with religion and everything to do with being alive. We shoot a lot of footage on this trip, frames we'll definitely be proud of, but the best part? It's not what happens in camera, it's what happens beyond the lens. It's the time spent getting here together.
I dare you to open that thing.
Come on, Dave. Where's your sense of adventure?
That's a memorial.
You think it's a
It's
memorial?
a mailbox. It's probably like an urn or something. I don't
Some
know.
mailman or something used to come out here?
Maybe. I don't know.
When you travel, the world becomes a smaller place. When you explore with friends like mine who share a love of photography, destinations come to life. We tell the stories of travel with our cameras, capturing the wonders of this world in every frame.
Day one of filming on the island and it's like crazy.
But on every trip, the unplanned moments we film are the ones we remember the most.
Jordan, good to meet you, brother.
Good to meet you too.
Now, join David Boomer, Zach Allen, John Neely, and me, Jeff Aiello, as we set out on a new journey to discover the people, places, and food that all make travel life's never-ending adventure. This is Outside Beyond the Lens.
California is a place shaped by contrast. Towering redwoods drink from the coastal rains in the north. Waves carve away at the stone spines of the central coast. And deep in the Sierra, glaciers sculpted the granite cathedral we now call Yosemite Valley. But there's another California, one that stretches wide and quiet, where shadows dance across endless earth and wind etches poetry into sand. This is the Mojave. Sprawling, austere, and always beautiful. Highway 178 has been our road into this other world for years now. A familiar path that connects the farms of the San Joaquin Valley to the freedom of the 395 corridor. A route we've taken often to film fighter jets flying low through the desert canyons, chasing sound with our cameras pointed skyward. For most of the year, this land is scorched by heat that drives everything into hiding. But now, in spring, with the memory of winter rains still clinging to the soil, something ancient begins to stir. The desert wakes. Wildflowers bloom where only dust lived before. Blue skies stretch with promise, and the silence isn't empty, it's calling. So we answer. After a full day on the road, we find ourselves waking to the cool stillness of morning in the Panamint Valley. Just west of Death Valley National Park, this basin holds its own kind of magic. The light here arrives slow, filtered through ridgelines that glow pink and gold as the sun rises.
Mornings, evenings, it's always like this. It's great.
Yeah. I've backtracked along Highway 190 to revisit a place I haven't seen in a while, Padre Crowley Point. It's a dramatic overlook perched on the edge of Rainbow Canyon, better known in aviation circles as Star Wars Canyon. There's a paved pull-out here, interpretive signs, a place designed for awe. For years, this spot was a magnet for photographers, aviation buffs, and travelers, all hoping to catch a glimpse of fighter jets slicing through the canyon below in breathtaking low-level passes. But that changed in an instant. In 2019, Navy pilot Lieutenant Commander Charles Walker lost his life when his F-18E Super Hornet crashed during a training run here. Since that tragic day, the low flights have stopped. And while jets still carve through these skies, they fly higher now, more distant. The canyon feels quieter. But the memory of what once echoed here still lingers in the rocks. And we hold on to hope that one day the roar will return. In the meantime, there's beauty in what remains. Spring paints the desert in fleeting color, blushes of gold, violet, and crimson bursting between cactus and creosote. Every turnoff, every dusty road becomes a portal to a different canvas, a place where the lens becomes a brush and the soul finds light in the quiet. All right, so Zach, Dave, and I are just driving right down the heart of the Panamint Valley, north to south. We turned off a 190 onto 178 and taking this road south to Trona. And sort of the end target for today are the Trona Pinnacles and that site, which Zach, you've been to before.
Yeah, I spent a night out there before. It's really cool.
Okay, so we have a guide.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Ain't much to it.
All right, so yeah, so we're gonna have a little fun out there at sunset tonight. Is it a better sunset or sunrise location? Be honest.
It's kind of both. It's right in the middle of the whole valley, so you can get a sunrise and sunset.
Okay, that's good too. The road drops into the vast expanse of the Panamint Valley, a place tucked between rugged mountains and time itself. Just over the ridge lies Death Valley National Park, one of the most visited deserts in the American West. But here, in Panamint, the silence is thicker. The crowds are gone, and what's left behind is the raw, unfiltered beauty of the desert, stripped down to the bones. This is a land of extremes, heat, distance, solitude, and it demands respect. Out here, help is measured in hours, not minutes, so you come prepared, with water, with supplies, with a plan. But most of all, with the understanding that nature, not cell service, runs the show. But there's magic in that. Out here, the desert becomes a canvas, not just for your lens, but for your spirit. The light plays tricks across the salt flats. Wind carves whispers into the canyon walls. And the stillness makes room for thoughts that never find space back home. When you're on a road trip like this, the itinerary should be more of a suggestion than a schedule. Because somewhere out there, beyond the dotted line on the map, is a dirt road with a strange name and no guarantee. And turning down it, that spontaneous choice, is often where the best memories begin. Okay, so we were on the Panamint Road heading south, and we hit a stop sign to take a right toward Trona. And quickly after that, we hit another little dirt road here. What was it called again? Indian Ranch Road. And off in the distance, we can see it has like an oasis effect. I see a lot of green.
A ton of campgrounds too.
Zach says he sees campgrounds. I think he's hallucinating. And we're right below Telescope Peak, which has a lot of snow on it, so there's runoff. There's some deep canyons here we're spying. So there's definitely water coming down the hill this time of the year. But I'm seeing green. Just when we thought we were already off the beaten path, we found a path that looked even like the beaten path had given up. Indian Ranch Road isn't so much a road as it is a suggestion, winding through the kind of landscape that makes you check your gas tank, your tires, and your life choices. But the view from above, that's where things get strange. Our drone picks up what looks like a mirage, an oasis of green in the middle of California's rugged Badlands. And right next to it, a scattered collection of trailers that might have once been an RV park or a doomsday commune. If Charlie Manson had a summer home, it might look like this. Rusted out campers, sun-faded flags, and the kind of decorative lawn art that makes you speed up just a little. We slow roll past it all, eyes peeled on the road, the rocks, and anything that might start moving on two legs. There's a wild energy out here, something untamed. And just over the next rise, we're about to find what's been feeding that ribbon of green we saw from the sky. Call it curiosity, call it recklessness, but when you're this far gone, turning back just isn't part of the plan. All right, so Indian Ranch Road, we've stopped as we've approached and gotten into this green belt. And as predicted, we have in the middle of the Mojave Desert running water, clear, fresh running water that's coming from Telescope Peak and the high peaks that sort of separate Panamint Valley from Death Valley. Death Valley is just on the other side of these mountains right here. So yeah, let's check this out, man. We just saw a raven over here drinking in the water. It's just so cool to be in the desert. If you were hiking for miles and needing water, you'd be happy to see this. But it's
It's not super cold. It's been running over some pretty shallow, warm desert terrascapes here for a while, but man, you've got water in the desert. And because of that, you've got green.
The ribbon of water cutting through the sand and sage leads us to something much bigger. Just beyond a low rise in the landscape, the desert opens up into a wide basin. A shimmering body of water stretches across the valley floor. At first glance, it almost doesn't seem real. We've stumbled onto a temporary lake nestled in a place called Warm Sulphur Springs. This isn't your average desert mirage. It's the result of snowmelt from Telescope Peak, high above us in Death Valley National Park. Every spring, the snowpack begins to thaw here. Water flows down through hidden gullies and washes, collecting in a rare, seasonal oasis. Still, the lake's presence is more than just a visual reward. In a region where water is scarce, even short-lived pools like this become lifelines. Migratory birds rest here. Amphibians lay eggs. Insects emerge, drawing in lizards and foxes. This brief explosion of life revolves around the simple presence of water. Water that may only linger for a few weeks before vanishing back into the earth. Excited by the find, we decide to get out of the car and photograph this surreal scene. But we're quickly reminded of the desert's talent for deception, and for plants and insects that typically can draw blood. Within seconds, we relearn an old lesson. The desert always wins. One of the things I'm going to warn you about right now that we've encountered, and David Boomer, unfortunately, he found out the hard way. Filming here in this area, there are some huge horseflies here. Big, black, gnarly. I don't know if the camera's picking them up. I mean, I'm going to go, well, I can't. Forget I did that. These horseflies are really buzzing us. They seem to be attracted to the white color of the vehicle and to David Boomer's back meat. He got bit 3 times, and that ended the shoot. The guys came running for the car. I was flying the drone from inside the rig, and but they seem to be pretty rowdy out here. These big horseflies. So just check that on your list before you come here. There's a rugged beauty to the Mojave Desert that doesn't shout for attention. It whispers. Out here, the obvious fades, and it's the subtle things that grab the lens. But it's not just what we see that brings us here. After all these years, after 50 episodes, after planes and ferries and winding roads through faraway places like Croatia and Iceland, it's not the passport stamps or even the perfect shots that stay with me the longest. It's the spaces between the moments. The quiet laughs on long stretches of highway, the shared silence after a sunrise shoot, the constant, unspoken rhythm that's built between 3 guys who have traveled the world together with a camera in hand and a sense of wonder that hasn't faded. Photography brought us together, but brotherhood, that's what keeps us going.
Dave, I think you should dare you to open that thing.
Come on, Dave. Where's your sense of adventure?
That's a memorial.
You think it's a
It's
memorial?
a mailbox.
It's probably like an urn or something.
Is this a mailman or something used to come out here?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's weird. It's a weird thing to see, just a mailbox with solar uplighting.
Yeah, here. I feel like I should pick this one.
Let's just do some good around here, Zach. A little community service. But
There's also like a solar pond pump or something. No,
yeah,
that's just a
is that just?
electrical.
I wouldn't touch it. I think you might unleash a whole bunch of bad.
What if this is where all the
mojo on it.
murder horns come from? They're just all coming out of this.
No, Zach, they're not.
It's just a normal mailbox.
I just don't. What now? What's that?
Roswell, New Mexico. Someone put their stick.
Oh.
That's alien stuff right there, dude.
One of the undeniable charms of road tripping through the forgotten corners of the American West is how quickly the unexpected becomes the unforgettable. We are deep into nowhere when a shimmering glint of 10 rooftops catches our eye in the distance. At first, it looks like a mirage, metal reflecting in the heat, rusted out vehicles leaning into the desert wind. But as we get closer, the scene becomes clearer and stranger. Without really meaning to, we've stumbled into what looks like a ghost town, and in a way, it was. But Ballarat isn't just a ghost of the past, it's still clinging to the present. Tucked into the Panamint Valley just outside Death Valley National Park, Ballarat was born in the mining boom of the late 1800s and, like so many desert towns, faded just as fast. But today, it's not entirely abandoned. As we circle slowly through the dirt streets, we see scattered RVs, trailers, and off-roaders using the place as a desert base camp. A few souls still pass through, or never left at all. Cautiously, we approach what seems like the town's last standing general store. No one comes out to greet us, but inside, the silence tells its own story. Rusted tools, faded photographs, bizarre taxidermy, cracked bottles, and desert memorabilia sits frozen in time. And in the corner, an ice chest, cold drinks for sale on the honor system. No cameras, no signs of supervision, just a scribbled note and a jar for the money. Had we stayed on the main road, we would have never seen this place. We never would have felt it. And for all the sweeping desert vistas we've come across, it's detours like this that remind us why the journey matters just as much as the destination.
This is about as good an example as you can get of why you always take the turnoff. We were on the main road, we saw the turnoff, we said, where's that go? Look at that green stuff off in the distance. We took it. Here we are now in Ballarat, in an old ghost town that's about as weird as they come, but about as cool of a place as you'll find out here. And it's been a really interesting wrinkle to the story that is exploring Panamint Valley today. When I woke up this morning, I did not think I would be kicking back here on the porch, having a cold soda pop.
Keep that in my pocket.
After a good night in nearby Ridgecrest, Zach and I are back on the road, just 30 minutes into the desert, chasing the first light of the day. This strange and silent place, these jagged towers rising up from the earth like something left behind by another world, is called the Trona Pinnacles. Out here in the Searles Valley, time has had its way with the land. These tufa spires were born thousands of years ago when this desert was still underwater, formed from mineral springs bubbling up through ancient lake beds. Now, all that's left are the bones of that forgotten sea. Zach and I split up, giving each other space to see it with fresh eyes. We chase the angles as the sun crests the distant Argus Range. Light spills across the land like it's been revealed for the first time. The wind is soft, the air is cool, and somewhere beneath the surface of it all, the desert begins to bloom again. Tiny flowers wake from the sand, a moment of rebirth, subtle but strong, in a place most people might call empty. It's easy to think that you have to go far away to find moments like this, but sometimes all it takes is a turnoff, a half tank of gas, a camera, a good friend. Because road trips like this, simple ones, remind us that the world is still full of wonder. You just have to slow down long enough to see it. Travel isn't just about the places you visit. It's about the parts of yourself you uncover when you get there. And when you're out here in the middle of nowhere, watching the light change, watching the world breathe, you start to feel something shift. Maybe it's your perspective. Maybe it's your priorities. Maybe it's just your soul catching its breath. Either way, you're better for it.
Production funding for Outside Beyond the Lens provided by Visit Fresno County, home to unique attractions, California's 5th largest city, and easy access to 3 nearby national parks. By Advanced Beverage Company, serving Bakersfield and Kern County for over 50 years. By Hedrick's Chevrolet.
We are proud to support the spirit of travel in each of us. Every journey has a first step. Adventures start here.
By Hodges Electric Inc., over 5 decades of delivering innovative solutions for residential, agricultural, and battery storage systems. By the Pinnacles Group, promoting opportunity and growth for the future. By Central California's Valley Children's Healthcare, futures worth fighting for. By A+ Signs, we never stop innovating for you. And by Valley Air Conditioning and Repair, family owned and trusted for over 50 years. Proud to support public television and the wonders of travel.